you meet a rock, or you encounter a rock, right? And then the question is, are you going to become that rock, or is that rock going to become you? I'm trying to translate wisdom that I learned from the Liberator Academy, Marcus Steins. What this guy is basically repeating over and over again is surrender to life, trust the process, and get over yourself. There are no emotions, no bad emotions or good emotions. There are just emotions, and emotions are not there to be felt that long, but burned. All right, and also I'm a little bit struggling to repeat what he's saying. It's not so much about what he is saying, like the psychological meaning of the words he's using, but it's more about feeling his energy, right? Still, I can see that for English people, it's a little bit difficult to find a way that resonates with their learnings and their, let's say, mental structure, where they understand, this is what I get, so I'm gonna go to buy that product, right? Like, actually, I'm kind of selling to you, and at the same time I'm not, because I actually, like, you, the one who's listening, I don't give a fuck whether you're buying or not, right? You came across that video, and I'm trying to explain something to you, to your mental structure, and now you're like, oh my goodness, that network marketing, I'm out. I also made my experiences with insurance guys who are doing network marketing, right? But I'm not telling you, trust me, and I know you. No, I don't know you, you don't me. I don't give a fuck if you trust me. I'm saying, go and experience that product for free, right? The guy who sent you the link to that video, maybe I even put it underneath that video in the YouTube channel, whatsoever. You get an invitation, and then it's for free. And it's like, now I'm at the door, and be like, hey, come in, right? First time it's for free. Then you see yourself what's there, and if you like it, you pay the fee to get the entrance. And if you like that I introduced you, you kind of state my name, right? By using the link that I provided and not just going to the website, or you use that name of the guy or the girl or whatever who sent you the link, right? And then basically the 90% of the price is going to that people. And if you can't pay it, just let me know, and I'll give you the 90% back. Really, I don't give a fuck. As long as you do what you want, and you don't put money in between, okay? Like $25 are enough, and you can get started. But first of all, get to experience that product, because it's really about grounding you. And you don't have to understand what this guy is talking like. He's saying the same stuff over and over again. He's been doing that for 5 years. He's saying, trust life and you will get younger. You can watch him like 5-year-old videos, and now he looks younger now, right? He made so many promises about like financially, emotionally maybe, but like physically. And he proved them to be right. So, and me too, like I'm in that academy for some month now, right? And I was always like, oh, there's my friend, and she's only speaking English, and I've translated so many things in English and sent them over in WhatsApp, and now I'm like, yeah, maybe I make it a little bit scalable. So Teddy, this is for you. And like, if you're the only one watching it, I basically don't care. Because for me, I decided that, wow, look how beautiful this is. I decided that the stone is becoming me. I know this is so hard to understand, but maybe I give it another like 3 to 4 minutes to try to mentally explain, like intellectually explain. I want to intellectually explain to you that your intellect is there to be used, kind of, but not to be used that often, right? Your body is there to be used. Your intellect, not that much. Like the moment you are or you're thinking at all, right? Thinking is an activity, right? And it kind of keeps you in the loop of the past, right? There's all the data that you have collected over your lifetime, right? And what you're doing when you're thinking is you're matching your current experience, like you're matching it onto the patterns from the past, right? Joe Dispenza, she says, you're either going to be defined by a record of the past or a vision of the future, right? And I'm even more like, you're either defined by a record of the past or you're just for yourself and then you do whatever. Then you're just not defined. And that's basically the best thing you can experience on that planet, because you really feel free to do whatever, right? Me too, I'm not there yet. Still in my system, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt, there are a lot of old survival conditionings, right? Here in nature, I feel totally grounded, right? You put me back into civilization. This is going to be interesting, right? But like, I'm following my impulses more and more and more, right? And let's say, between surrendering to life, where you follow your impulses, and overthinking, right? There's only a very, very fine line between surrender and illusion. If you're thinking, you're basically living in an illusion, right? And you're kind of like, get out of these boxes, and then you kind of liberated you from one box, and then you're getting into the next box. But they are getting bigger and bigger, and you're expanding, right? And if you're stop asking yourself stuff. Anything that has to do with self separates you from the self itself. B, if you ask yourself, you basically ask your mind what is so limited, right? If there's this things that you know and the things that you don't know, right? So if you just take the things that you know and you make it a white spot, right? A white light. And you're thinking 3-dimensional and the rest is black. This white spot would be very difficult to spot. So if you start to accept that you actually don't know nothing at all, right? Me too. Stop trying to understand here. Try to aim for being more grounded, for knowing that you're always the best version of yourself that you can be. Like, stop this personality development kind of bullshit. People don't know better, and it helps you to get this feeling of comfort, to be getting this feeling of, oh, I'm doing something, right? But like, you have a personality. You aren't your personality, right? It is like done in that moment that you understand that you develop this personality over time, right? To adapt, right? Like your personality tells you, I can't go this way because of, I can't do this and that because of, right? I can't do shit because of all this shit around me, right? Your personality is keeping you safe, but it actually keeps you in a prison, right? And then you start being like, oh, I don't want to be disturbed by the outer world because this disturbs me, right? I don't know whether it makes sense what I'm talking here, but for me it does. Or I don't care. I'll try to explain something to you that can't be explained in concepts. It's more like get out of your mind, right? And if you can't stop thinking for 3 seconds in a row, hello, would you get out of your mind for? Here you are. And maybe I achieved to get you here for 3 seconds, right? Maybe. This Austrian guy can do that with like hundreds of people in a room, with hundreds of people online. I don't know how he's doing that. I don't care. He's just doing that. So that's why I'm like showing you that door to, hey, there's this world where you can really feel liberated. And of course it's like, or it can happen overnight, but I mean, for me it was like, I think it took me a couple of months or weeks. Like now I'm in that like even all in class, if you want. So he's more like a teacher teaching us this dimension, but like way different than Eckhart Tolle is doing that. He's disillusioning us, right? He's talking a lot about attachments, activities going in dynamics and waves, right? And what I'm doing, probably, or at least I'm doing that in that video, let's see what happens next, right, is to translate that stuff in English, right? He's doing these Q&A sessions, right? But, and as I said, he's always being like, get over yourself, right? Trust. If there is an emotion, burn it and then enjoy life again, because flow is your natural state, right? And Lebensfreude, what is joy, right? Joy is not an emotion. Happiness is. Excitement is always like dopamine, serotonin, and noradrenaline running through your veins. This is happiness, right? I don't want to say what you want to have, but what my experience is, and what an experience that a lot of people share is, if you're not running on that dopamine kicks, but if you're full of oxytocin, the love hormone, you don't even need someone or anything around you. Like, you can just like be love. And I also don't want to say love yourself, because here we are again, like me loving me, that like self already separates you from yourself. Okay, so we're getting close to the 15 minutes. I think close to the end of concentration. That's also another thing. This guy is helping you to get out of concentration and into awareness. Like, right, we're so in our fight and flight that we're always like with that narrow focus, and you see the tree, and then everything else a little bit blurry, and we call this like there's also the phenomenon in like photography, but actually, right, we're living in this conscious hallucination where our brain puts together the information. And if you're already grounded in your own flow and you're not thinking that much, your brain has more capacity to transport every information. Like, I'm standing here, I can look at this tree, but at the same time I'm seeing everything else too. It's called lantern awareness also. Yeah. So there's even a difference in perception. Everything seems a little bit brighter and lighter because it really changes the way your brain has capacity to give you information. You feel safe, you don't have that narrow focus, but you feel the wind on your skin, you smell more, your senses get enriched, right? And like, now I can give you the intellectual, and for the last time today, or in that video, I'm going to show you that door, like enroll to the experience call from the Liberator Academy. What else do I have to say? Doesn't matter whether your native language is English or not. Even if you're a German native, I don't understand much from that guy, because I study math. You can't even forget about math, right? I studied this, and I'm like so proud of having this degree in mathematics, to now tell you that mathematics is a nice accumulation of theories, right? And within that concept, it's like works, but nothing on that planet is linear. If you look at Heisenberg, like, you can only take a picture and then you know where something is, or you can take two pictures and then you know kind of the speed or the movement you can kind of measure, but like, you can't predict any future. Like, you can have like an estimation, and then you have this phenomenon of you being the observer of the experience, and then you influence it with your thought. And now we're coming back to, do you want to be the stone, or are you going to become the stone, or is that stone becoming you? This video is not going to become me. I could talk for hours, but now I'm going to enjoy my walk. Bye bye.